Go. And the best news is not a single person on this has an AI recorder. Normally I'm like beating those off with a stick in the waiting room. So that is really good news. So guys, thank you so much for being on time today. Full disclosure, I did a practice run of this presentation a few days ago. It took me 2 hours. So I'm going to try and condense as much as I possibly can do into an hour. So I know I'm quite a quick talker anyway. We're going to try and get as much value into today as we possibly can do. So first thing, I have got a slideshow for today, but I'm probably not going to use it because I do not want this to be death by PowerPoint. So you probably just get to look at me all day today, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'll let you answer that or not. So let's start off. Let's make this as interactive as we possibly can do. Give me a big wave for everyone who's on camera. If you enjoy social media, so if you actually didn't have to post on social media for your job, whether you would actually still do it. So give me a big wave if you would. Okay, a couple. That was a half-hearted wave then, Robin. That was like, yeah, I guess so. Okay, so I think being an agent these days, a lot of it is social media based. And I feel like a lot of agents out there feel like they kind of do it because they kind of should do it because everyone else does it, sort of thing. And if you don't post on social media, then kind of what you're doing. Okay, right, let's do the next one, shall we? So give me a quick wave if your favorite platform is Facebook. Okay, Richard, not bad. Okay. Give me a quick wave if your favorite platform is Instagram. I'll give it a wave on Instagram. Oh, okay, okay, well, that's a good sign. TikTok and on super cool. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Yeah, we'll take that. Good. What else we got? Whose favorite is YouTube? So I'm a bit of a YouTube fan, I must say I do, especially Formula One highlights and stuff like that. Bit of a fan of the old YouTube. So the first thing to realize here is that it doesn't make a difference what your favorite social media post, favorite platform is. So for example, mine is Instagram. I think personally speaking that Facebook's probably the worst place in the world to go on, and I spend as little time on there as I possibly can do. But as a business, we post twice a day on Facebook. We've got a Facebook group with 1,500 people in there. We engage with it, etc. So it doesn't matter necessarily what your bias is with regard to your favorite social media or your not favorite social media. It doesn't matter. If I come across your social media profile and I really like Instagram and you hate Instagram, so therefore you haven't updated it for the last 6 months, I automatically assume you're a rubbish estate agent. So it doesn't make a difference what you prefer and what you don't prefer. What we're going for, we have to cover all bases. So if I discover you on YouTube, you have a footprint there. It needs to be a pretty good one. Whether you love it or hate it doesn't matter. If you're on TikTok, you'd have some sort of footprint there. Just saying my favorite one's Facebook, so therefore why don't you look at my Facebook account? It's like, well, I like Instagram, so therefore that's what I'm going to look at. So it doesn't make a difference what you are interested in with regard to your favorite platform. We need to hedge our bets across the whole spectrum and go, right, if you find me on Instagram, we're good there. You find me on Facebook, we're good there. If I'm on YouTube, we're also good there. So we're looking to hedge our bets across here. So what we're going to look at from today is look at a system to go from people just seeing your content to effectively being customers of your business. Because it's all well and good to have lots of followers, and it sounds really good to have, say, oh, I've got 10,000 followers on Facebook, for example, but you can't go to a bank manager and go, can I have a loan out? Trust me, bro, I've got 10,000 followers on Instagram. They'll be really good for you. We want to turn that into cold, hard instructions for your business. That's ultimately what we're going to talk about today. So, first things first is the going to get across here that social media has three different lanes. There is the slow lane, there is the middle lane, and there is the fast lane. So, for example, answers in the chat, which is, let me just write in it. Let's go down here. There we go. Answer in the chat. What do we think is in the slow lane of social media? And to give you a helping hand on this one, imagine you're on a bus for the next 5 hours. You're going from the bus from South Coast up to Birmingham, wherever it may be. You're on a bus for 5 hours. What sort of content are you going to watch and listen to whilst you're on that bus ride? So you've got 5 hours to kill. Cool. Fantastic. Property promo photos, podcast, YouTube videos, anything that's slow. You're absolutely right. Listen to a podcast for an hour. I watch a YouTube video for an hour, for example. Slow, long format content video. What you're probably not going to do, unless you're like 15 years old, is go on TikTok and have like a seizure after 5 hours of going like, oh my God, I've literally swiped for the last 5 hours. I mean, if your battery even lasts that long. People don't like to change lanes. So if I'm watching you on long format content video that is quite a slow lane, what I don't want you to do is try and drag me over to the fast lane. In the same way that if you're someone who drives on the motorway at 60 miles an hour on the inside lane, and I then pick you up and put you in the fast lane, you might be like, oh my God, everyone's going 80 miles an hour and I feel a bit uncomfortable. And in the same way, if you took someone from the fast lane and put them in the slow lane, they're like, come on, we're doing 50 miles an hour on the motorway. Come on, let's get to it. It's exactly the same thing. So we've kind of answered the question already, but what do we think is in the fast lane? So if we had 2 minutes between a viewing, for example, and thought, right, I'm going to binge some social media for 2 minutes, what sort of places would we be going to? What would we be looking at? Shorts, stories, TikToks, bang on, Emily, absolutely perfect. Anything that is short format content video. It's that quick dopamine. Yeah, I've got 2 minutes. Scroll, scroll, scroll. What was the second last video I watched again? Oh yeah, I can't really remember, but I've scrolled the life out of it for the last 30 seconds. And the middle lane is just generally looking at your social media content. That's just kind of scrolling your home feed, looking at your home page, looking what your friends are up to, etc. So you've got the slow lane, middle lane, and the fast lane. Now, unfortunately, you don't know which lane your potential clients are in. So therefore, similar to the platforms, we need to produce long format content, which is slow burn, which means they can listen to on a bus ride, a plane drive, whatever it may be, but also short form content that if they're literally just sat in their car between viewings, they can like scroll, scroll, scroll. Right, thank you very much. That is where we're trying to get to with it. So, first things first, let's talk about getting attention. So, on average, in the UK, you are competing against 12 estate agents. The public can name three. And a worrying amount of people can actually name zero, which is like terrifying if you're a Knight Frank or Savills of this world spending millions of pounds every single month. But lots of the public can name no estate agents whatsoever. So, first issue we've got, does anybody even know you exist? If they think about selling their property, if they think I want to upsize, I want to downsize, I'm going through a divorce, I've just been left a property, whatever it may be, do they even know you exist? That is the first issue we want to overcome. The way to do that is with short format content video. So this is Reels, this is TikTok, anything, YouTube Shorts, for example, anything that we can get in front of people, which is a quick dopamine hit to them and get you in front of them. This is going to be made up of three sections. The hook, sort of the meat of the sandwich, which is kind of the main story of it, and some sort of call to action involved with it. Everything you do across all your content, whether it's long format or short content, it's still going to have that same format. The most important bit of that is that hook at the beginning. You should spend about 80% of your time focusing on what that hook should be. So, for example, I could record a video now about cutting your grass, which is quite a boring, dry topic. I think you might agree. But if I start the video off by saying this one mistake is costing Winchester homeowners thousands of pounds, you're like, what is that mistake that is costing Winchester homeowners thousands of pounds? Well, it's cutting your grass or not cutting your grass. It's still the same message. We've just flowered it up in a really good way so people actually watch it. Or this is the number one mistake people make when they sell their property. Okay, thank you very much. Or doing this is costing you thousands. Or this is, you're missing out on money because of this. This is going to make your home sale move a nightmare if you don't do this. So that hook gets us in. You could have the red arrows, bazookas, fireworks, 3 seconds in. If I never get that far, kind of what's the point? And the end of it, we've got our call to action. Tell me what to do next. You need to be crystal clear. What is the next step that you want me to do? Is it which kitchen do you prefer, the blue one or the red one? Is it DM me to book a valuation? Is it like this post? Is it comment a friend below who wants to move? Break it down so it's super, super, super obvious exactly what you want the person to do next. You have to assume, in the most loving way of putting this, that everyone is a bit of an idiot. And you have to go click this button here, literally this button right here, that one, click it. The red one, yeah, click it. That's what you need to do. That's almost how obvious you need to be with it. If anybody has to look for it or search for it or anything like that, I'm not interested. To give you an idea about how fickle this is, if I watch one of your videos on short format content, if you go, hi, my name's Chris, I'm gone. The bit you lost me on is the bit where you went, you need to go, hi, I'm Chris. Or this can cost you thousands. We're going straight into it, where there is no breathing involved in any way, shape, or form. We're going straight into the deep end with it. So do not lose me in the first 2 seconds. So what do we think are the big metrics we should be tracking on that content? So we want to get a maximum exposure. We want to get in front of as many people So they're like, oh, Pete and Julie, they're our local estate agents. How do we get that in front of as many people? So what metrics should we be tracking in that to see a successful video versus a unsuccessful video? Views, watch time, to a point. Yeah. Unique impressions. Yeah. So vanity metrics, I would put this down as. So comments, likes, shares, how many people do you get in front of? Those really good figures where you chat to your friends down the pub and you're like, that reel got in front of 5,000 people. It got 100 likes. Those metrics are what we should be looking at. Who has read the book here by Gary V, Jab Jab Hook? Cool, got a little hand wave there. Few people have. Right, I'm going to summarize the book in 6 seconds or less. Effectively, give value, ask for the business. There you go, that shows off my boxing skills there, doesn't it? Like, ask for the business. So jab, and then ask for the business afterwards. If you want my honest opinion in 2025 and especially 2026, it is just jab until your arm falls off. Okay, so your job is to realize that your social media is not for you. Because if your social media is for you, you're like, I'm great, I'm an amazing estate agent, I've sold another property, aren't I amazing, I've got another completion today, these guys said I was great. That's all vanity metrics. We need to turn that on its head completely and realize that your social media is not for you in any way, shape, or form. You are purely the person that helps the other person in your local town who might be thinking about moving. So the conversation I'll be thinking to myself is, great, I've got 10 years worth of experience being an estate agent. What's the most amount of information that I can give someone? I literally want to give them everything I've got so they could technically do it themselves. So everyone here has got a huge amount of experience in estate agency. Let's do a poll, shall we? Who's got over 10 years of experience on the video call today? Over 20 years experience? There we go. We've got some double. I won't go any further. I'll keep it polite for a Wednesday lunchtime. So we've got some double decades. So a pretty decent amount of time. Your goal is to get all that information out of your head and in front of other people. Now, the mistake that lots of agents make is they think that everybody has the same knowledge level that they have. Because you talk to estate agents all day. Everyone's a property professional. They all know what these things to do and what not to do and how to list the property. When you speak to the public, it's down here. And in reality is wherever you think the bar is, take it a notch below that. That's probably the reality. So you might think to yourself, God, I'm going to record a video telling people to cut their grass before they have viewings on their property. That's a bit patronizing, isn't it? Trust me, that's probably the level. I did a video a while ago about how to answer the phone. And I thought when I released that, that's a bit patronizing. I had 3 people message me off the back of it saying, thank you so much. It was a video about how to answer the phone. So trust me, cutting the grass is probably about the right sort of level. So anything above that, you'll look like, Jesus to property. Because they'll be like, oh my God, you know so much about moving home in the local area. You are clearly the local expert. So wave your hands frantically here if you're using our data prompt on that you get from our Instagram account to get your information from ChatGPT about the local market. All right, you're all in for a treat. Oh, well done, Emily. There we go. Right, you're all in for a treat. If you find me on Instagram, so if you're on your phone, you can do this at the same time. So go on to Instagram. You're also going to see the value of automation at this point as well. So go onto my profile. So if you go onto search on Instagram and type in Chris Webb or the Estate Agent Consultancy, or you can type in both, it will still find me. You'll see a nice picture of me with a nice blue background behind me. Everyone's got that, hopefully. Cool. Right, if you go to message, as if you're going to slide into my DMs, message me the word data, D-A-T-A. Now be aware, this sometimes autocorrects to the word date. So we want the word data, D-A-T-A. So if you ask me a question saying date, that means something completely different, especially if you put a question mark after it. So send that through. Right, my phone is going pretty wild. You're now going to see the benefit of having automations built within your business. Because believe it or not, I am not actually typing back to you all right now. I've got my hands free completely. You should be all having a message going backwards and forwards saying, hey, here's the prompt, here's a video. There you go. What that is going to show you is a way of using ChatGPT. You need to be on the premium model. It's £16 a month. Don't be so tight. And it will give you all the information for your local market. Average square footage, what's selling, what's not selling, house prices going up, house prices going down. It will also write you a bulk email. It will write you a blog post. It will tell you how that compares to the local marketplace. It will give you ideas for social media content. And all you have to do is copy, paste. I'm in Winchester. I want it for sales only. I want it for covering the last 2 months. Go. That is pretty much endless content and endless knowledge for your estate agency business. You can run it every single month. You can run it every quarter. You can run it every year and do a 2025 compared to 2026. You can do Q1 this year compared to Q1 last year. There's a huge amount of information you can use there. I could be the property expert for Aberdeen right now. I've never been to Aberdeen. I've got no idea what the property market is like. But if I run that report, I'll be like, yeah, house prices are up by 2%. Bungalows are doing really well. Average square footage is £400 per square foot. Suddenly, I'm the market expert for Aberdeen. Not because I've ever been there, but because I've got the information to back it up. So my advice, run that report once a month is probably absolutely fine. You can then offer a huge amount of value to local homeowners. What I'd be thinking is what's the most common questions you get asked on viewings and valuations is a really easy place to start. How do you get the value of a property? Have you got buyers for my home? How long does it take to sell, for example? Should we do an open house on our property? Do you need a key? Can my big Alsatian be in for viewings? All these questions that you should be getting answering. If one person's asking it, there's probably 1,000 people behind the scenes who are asking exactly the same question. What report was that for? So, Nick, if you message the word data on Instagram, I think you've done it before from memory, so it should be in your messages, and that will come backwards to yourself. Good. So, we need to realize and understand that your social media is not for you. It's for everybody else. Because if I want to talk about what I want to talk about on my social media, we'll be having a chat around right now about cars. We've chatted about cool places to go traveling, talking about adventures. That's what I want to talk about. But you guys have all come on a webinar today about growing your estate agency business. So that is what we're talking about. So it's always for the end consumer. So never look at your social media as your social media. You are doing a gift wrap present for everybody else and say, you're absolutely welcome. I'm doing videos with information about the local market, about tips and advice. I'm giving, 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 jab, 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 as much as I possibly can do. Now, I'm going to say something really, really obvious here. If you have a video that does well, do some more content like that. If you have video content that doesn't do very well, don't do more video content like that. This is homogeneous. So that is what we're looking to do. So look at the metrics. We know we want to track our views. We're going to track our likes. We're going to track our engagement on it. If you've got a video that goes, oh my God, we got 50,000 views on that video and 200 likes on it. Cool. Well, let's do a video just like that. So we might have done a video that was 5 top tips to get your property ready to go on the market. Great. Well, let's do 3 mistakes to avoid when getting your property on the market. Let's just skin it in a slightly different way because clearly there's demand on that. You might do an interview with a local business that goes really well. Great. Let's interview some more businesses. So you're keeping the winners and you're ditching the losers. To eventually you go, actually, my bar has gone from this to this. Instead of getting 1,000 views per video, I kind of know what works. I kind of know if I just post this content about this, I'll get 2,000-3,000 views straight away. Right, so that is how when you get people to roughly know who you are. So if you all write down this, if you join one of our previous webinars, you have this formula already. So 7, 11, and 4. Now, Pete and Julia won't ask you what this stands for because I know you know the answer. So this is for someone to know, like, and trust you. So the main bits of this are 7 hours worth of content. We are very lucky / slightly disadvantaged that your brain doesn't know the difference between real world and fake world. This is fake world right now. You're not all sat in front of me. I haven't got a room full of people in front of me. But if you saw me in the high street after this, you'd be like, oh, Chris, I enjoyed that webinar you did earlier today. Because your brain doesn't know the difference. It's very much Darwin 1.0. I see person, they must be standing in front of me. So therefore, if you get enough content in front of them on their phone, computer, YouTube, whatever it may be, they will learn to like you. So the figure we're trying to get to here is 7 hours worth of content. The 11 is 11 marketing touch points. So they see 11 videos for you, for example, or 11 leaflets or 11 boards. Obviously, it's going to be a variation. And the 4 is 4 different mediums. So I might see you on YouTube, I might see you on Instagram, I might see a board, I might see a branded car, I might see you on the high street. It's 4 different locations. But once you tick off those boxes, people know, like, and trust you. And it's fair to say that for someone to give you the keys to their most valuable possession they own, monetary wise anyway, they need to trust you in some way. If you're just some guy or gal in the street, they're probably not going to give you the keys to their house. So they need to trust you as an authority. So who's good at maths here? Who wants a bit of a maths question for a Wednesday lunchtime? How many 60-second videos do we need to record to get 7 hours worth of content? Answers in the chat. You can have a guess if you like. I have worked it out beforehand before I make myself look really clever. I don't think anyone's going to feel brave enough for this one. It is 420. Need to make sure my maths is right there. 420. So if you're doing a video every single day that's 60 seconds long, it's going to take 420 days, so a year and a bit, before you get to 7 hours worth of content. That seems like a really, really, really long time. Okay. So if we know we're trying to get to that 7 hours worth of content, how do we think the best way of increasing that number as much as we possibly can do? So answer in the chat, what's the best way to go from a minute here, minute there to like half hour here, 20 minutes there, an hour here? What's the best way to get us up that sort of time chart as much as possible? AI, you could AI it. That would be quite easy. Volume, yes, we could do more. So we could do 2 posts a day, varying content forms. I mean, the easiest way here, record everything. That's a good place to start. Post and reels, reposting. The easiest answer here is to have long format content video. And it's super, and this sounds like an exaggeration. I would say one of the biggest underappreciated areas of social media and marketing for estate agents at the moment is estate agents doing long format content video. There's not many agents that do it at the moment. The ones that do it, they do okay, but they get like 20, 30,000 views on it. Like, there might be a 3 or 4 out of 10, but they'll get like 9 or 10 out of 10 viewing numbers. So there's a shift there. There's a demand, but the supply side of things isn't that fantastic. So you need to look at it and go, actually, there's people out there who are literally shouting for YouTube content and long format content video. For me, anytime I'm trying to do anything, I get a new toy or I'm looking to go away somewhere, whatever it may be, I'll go on YouTube, I'll find a video of some 15-year-old showing me how to do it. Why read the instructions that are mostly not in my language when I can just watch a video for 5 minutes, someone going, yeah, just do this, just do that. Yeah, don't worry about that setting, just set it up like this. It's exact same if I was looking to move house tomorrow and I knew nothing about moving property, two things I would do. I would talk to ChatGPT, number one, and I'd go on YouTube. And I'd want to know advice about selling my property. When it comes to offer negotiation, what should I say? What should I not say? What's the Winchester housing market like at the moment? Should I hide my pictures from the wall? What should I do with my dog that I've got inside the house? Should I take it out? Should the agent be doing viewings or should I be doing viewings? So there's so much things that I want to know. Trust me, you're up here. Everyone else's knowledge is down here. Cool. So we know that we need to lean into. I would lean into that in a big way because if we can get some big chunks out there, let's say, for example, we've got content which is 20 minutes long, for example. Great. Well, that's 20 minutes into that 7 hours. That's a really big step forward for someone to sit down with you and go, actually, I'm going to listen to your podcast for the next half an hour. I'm going to watch your video for the next hour, for example. That goes a really, really long way. And by the end of it, they're going to trust you and realize that you know your stuff. Now, this probably isn't the best example to use, but if you want to know what's working in marketing at any time, look at the most recent US presidential elections because they've got all the money in the world, literally all the money in the world to spend on marketing and to get elected. If you go back to Obama, it was very much Facebook and social media. Love him or hate him, probably more hate. If you look at Donald Trump, for example, what did he do? He went on long format content videos. He went long format content, he went on Joe Rogan, a few other podcasts as well. So he can just sit there and talk for 3 hours. And people think, actually, if he can just talk for 3 hours, he can't be making it up the whole time. Shade to grey. They trust you more by having that amount of connection. Whereas if I just talk for 30 seconds or a minute, they're like, well, you could just read that off a script. He could be like a pre-written thing. But to talk for 3 hours and get questions thrown at you and you answer them live, people think, oh my God, they know their stuff. So learn from Donald Trump. That's not something I thought I'd say today, but that is something you need to do and learn from because the more people spent time listening to him, the more they thought, oh, maybe he's not that bad. And then he got elected. So yeah, yeah, must work. So that's what we need to look at. You need to be looking at getting how you can get that long format content video in front of people. Okay, so for example, Pete and Julie, I'm going to pick on you guys if that's okay. Give me your, while you're just unmuting, give me your 3 tips you would give somebody when it comes to preparing their property to go on the market.
You go with the first one.
Declutter.
Cool. Declutter. What else?
Street appeal. You're mowing the lawn, cleaning up moving the bins around the back.
Cool.
Yep.
Excellent. And one more for the Grand
And
Slam.
remove any traces of pets like
Excellent.
that.
Fantastic. I love that. There you go. Long format content video. Nice and easy. On today's video, I'm going to give you the three top bits of advice that I wish I knew when it comes to selling my property to make sure you have the best possible experience and get the best possible price for your property. Right, number one, declutter. Now, I know you love your home, you love your family, you got all your pictures. My advice would be always declutter. We see the properties go from this to this with the decluttering. This is before, this is after. Great, that's section one. Right, section number two, let's talk about curb appeal now. That's really important. That's our second big tip to get through. So we're not really struggling that much for things to talk about. It's not like we're sitting there going, oh my God, what am I going to talk about for half an hour? Because we're like, right, give me three bits of advice when it comes to selling your property. Right, give me five bits of advice when it comes to offer negotiation. Give me advice about what I should do if you've never viewed a property before. What should I do with an agent's details? What's good versus bad? Why do you market it in a certain way? So you're looking at things that you guys know. There's going to be nothing here you don't know. If you want to make yourself look even smarter than you already are, use things like ChatGPT. So I'm recording a video about, how to prepare your house for sale, for example. Give me some stats that you can look up online to back up what I'm saying here. So instead of just saying you need to declutter your property so it looks a bit tidier inside, you can say 54% of people said they got a better selling experience by decluttering first of all and finally got a better price. That's why it's really important. So you can actually back it up with statistics behind the scenes as well. But again, same format we're going before. We've got the hook at the beginning. And for the first couple of long format content videos, I'd be very tempted to script that out. So again, ChatGPT, best friend for this one. The first couple of lines, join me on today's video. This is what we're talking about. You always need to assume that no one knows who you are, by the way, because you're going to get more new people watching your video than you are existing people. So if you say, hi, it's Pete, if you watched our video last week, we're going to move on from that one. That was about cutting your grass, and today we're talking about cutting hedges. They probably didn't watch that last video. So they've probably got no idea what you talk about. So you want to do some sort of introduction about who you are. So some sort of hook at the beginning. This is why you watch today's video. My name is Pete. I've been a estate agent in the local area for the last 20 years. I've done this, and this is what we're going to cover in today's video. So you're proving that you are an authority in the property market, in the local area. Then you can go through your 3 points. Go through your 3 points and some sort of clear call to action at the end of it. That is what you need to be looking at with it. Now, as a Brucey bonus here, once you've got that long format content video, there is so much you can do with it. So who uses Opus Clips here? Oh, okay, this is going to change your life. So we have a podcast and it comes out now it comes out 5 days a week. It used to just come out one day a week on a Friday. We get so much social media content from it, video content. Currently, our YouTube channel on Shorts is booked up until 2028, and we haven't uploaded a YouTube short for a year. You get so much content off the back of it, it's ridiculous. What it effectively does is it takes the landscape video that you've recorded. So you've sat down in front of your camera and you've talked for half an hour about it. You put it into Opus Clips and it will find, through AI, of course, it will find the best bits and it will make it into clips. So Pete might have mentioned a bit halfway through, we talked about this is my one bit of advice that you definitely should be doing. Great, it'll take that and make it into a 30-second snippet. Great. Well, that's a social media post straight away. That's a really nice, easy win. So it's Opus Clip. So OPUS. Just go on Google. You'll find it straight away. It's super cheap. I paid for a year at a time and it was 80 quid, something like that. It probably saves a member of staff, I would have thought, in the grand scheme of things. And for £80, it's not bad at all. And you get something like 2,500 minutes for that. So you're not going to run out anytime soon. So not only can you repurpose that long YouTube video into short form content that you can put on YouTube Shorts, your social media, for example. If you do a bulk email, you can embed that video in there as well. If you've got people who you've been to value historically and they've not come on the market with yourself, instead of you going, are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? They see their phone ring and they're like, oh, it's going to be Pete and Julie saying, am I ready yet? Instead, we can send it to those people and say, hey, I've just recorded this video about three key steps to go through for when you list your property to get the best possible price. Thought you might enjoy it. Send. Hey, I've just recorded a quick podcast about, advice when it comes to viewing properties. Thought you might enjoy it. Send. Because we know the more times they see you and they see your face and your body and your voice in front of them, they're like, I trust you as a local expert. So that is what we're trying to do. So any time in your business, if you think to yourself, how do I get my marketing to work better? Get your face and your voice in front of them more. pre-valuation, post-valuation, whatever it may be, the more time they spend looking at you, the better your business will do. Because people only know three estate agents locally, and they're probably Knight Frank, Savills, and one other, I would imagine. So therefore, unless you're competing with Knight Frank and Savills, you've got one other person to beat. And if they go, right, my third person is gonna be that person I see on my YouTube channel all the time, or that person I see on my TikTok feed, the person I see, great, cool. I've got no doubt here that everyone on this video call is a really good estate agent, and if you get in front of more people, you will convert it. So the correlation between your business doing well is directly proportional to how many people you get in front of. More people you stand in front of, the better you'll do. So your job is how do I get myself in front of as many people as I possibly can do, both in the real world and in the virtual world as well. Because the more they see you, the more they'll like you, the more they'll trust you, the more they want to work with you. Full disclosure, long format content video is going to take you a while before you see the payback of it. I reckon you need to commit to posting for, I'll say 6 months before we get anything in the back of it. So we did a big push on YouTube last year, sort of started in April, I think, last year. And I was fully aware, I was like, let's do it for a year. Let's do it for a year and let's see what we get off the back of it. I think we had a video call within the first 2 weeks off the back of it, but I would be fully prepared to go, it's going to take a year. So if you can't hand on heart say, I can do it for a year, I wouldn't bother. I would just not do it because you're not going to stick to it, and therefore, why bother? What's worse than having no social media content is last updated 52 weeks ago. Because that means you were doing it, you just gave up halfway through. But commit to a consistency that you can stay with. Don't go, I'm going to do a video every single week. Because trust me, from a person who does a video every single week, it takes a lot of time up and it becomes a big drag very quickly. If you go, I can record one video a month, great, we can do that. So stick to a metric that you know you can stick to for the long term. We don't want to start and stop. What we can also do is drag the transcript from that video, which YouTube literally types up for you. So you can literally get that free of charge. Dump the ChatGPT, great, you've got a blog post. You can even write your email for you as well. So just from us sitting there, recording one video that might have taken us half an hour to record and maybe 20 minutes to edit, we've then got a long format video. We've got short format content videos times by 20 or 30. We've got a blog post, we've got a bulk email, and we've got a magnet we can then try and get people on the market with ourselves with. Not bad for half an hour's work, I would say, in the grand scheme of things. So what do we think the key metric is that we should be monitoring? And there's one big one that we should be monitoring with our long format content video. What's the big metric that we go, right, that's our one thing, that's the one bar we want to move up? Answers in the chat while I take a drink. It's like, who's the fastest typer? Views, leads, watch time. Leads is an interesting one, actually. We're going to come on to that in a second. Watch time, Emily smashed it. Peter smashed it. Watch time is the only thing I care about. So views, likes, comments, that's fine. Watch time is what you want going up. So I literally checked mine just now. I think we've done just over 2,500 watch hours on our YouTube channel so far. Which I'm like, 2,500 hours. I don't know how many that works out as like days, but bloody long time. So that's what you're looking for. You are looking to how long are people staying watching my content. The better it is, the more they'll watch of it. The worse it is, the less they'll watch of it. So therefore, we want to monitor really closely how much they're watching of your content. And again, if it does well, produce more of the stuff that works well. I'll let you into a really easy hack here. If you go onto your YouTube page and your YouTube channel, it'll have all your analytics on there. You can download all your analytics. You can then dump it into ChatGPT and say, here's the analytics from my YouTube channel. Judging by this, what resonates really well with people and what do they want more of? And it will say, oh, people like the ones when you talk about money or offer negotiation or property presentation. Great. Well, give me some options for videos I can record in the future, which you think would do really well. Great. Well, you did 3 steps before and that did really well. Let's do 5 steps to avoid a nightmare. It will literally tell you what to do by going what is going well and what isn't going well. You don't even need to work it out yourself. Just dump it in ChatGPT. It will work it all out for you. And like before, do more of what works well. Obvious thing to say. Right. So recap. We're at step 2 out of 3. So we've got some attention by doing short format content video. We've then got people to know, like, and trust us by them watching us for at least 7 hours on our long format content video, podcast, other people's podcasts, other people's YouTube channel. Get yourself out there as much as you possibly can do. Step number 3 is converting these people to instructions for your business. So this is the most important bit, and this is the mistake that many agents make. Right, let's do a bit of a hall of shame here. Who uses Linktree in their business and uses it on their profile? Okay, delete Linktree off your profile. If you said to me, I don't know, Chris, can I come on your podcast? And I was like, great, yeah, no, worries at all. Send me everything you got so I can research it. Great, send me your Linktree. I think it's absolutely perfect for it. What we want to be crystal clear with, remember earlier, we had to make everything a bit idiot proof and be like, press this red button, no, this red button right here. Well, if you've got Linktree with 10 different links on it, I might as well be herding cats at that point. And what's even worse, I bet if I went through your link tree and looked at it, some of them is going to push me up your sales funnel. So I'm going to go on your social media. I'm going to go, right, these guys seem really good. I'm going to click on this link here. Right, I've got 10 links in front of me. Oh, why don't you check us out on Facebook? It's like, well, I'm on Instagram. Why do I want to go to Facebook? That's going back up our sales funnel. I want to send people down our sales funnel towards us, not away from us. So we're kind of pushing people away or in different directions. We want to have one really clear route into our business. So this is where we get into lead magnets and squeeze pages. So effectively, a lead magnet is exchange for information. So I give you this, I get your name, phone number, and email address. Or a squeeze page is a web page, but only has one thing you can do on it, and it's enter your details in here. That's it. So I could have a page that says, download a free copy of your first £100,000 estate agency. What's your name? What's your phone number? What's your details? Submit. And that's the only thing you can do on that page. But either way, what we're saying is I'm giving you this, but I want from you name, phone number, email address. Email open rates haven't really changed over the last 10 years. They're still pretty much where they should be. The click-through rates haven't really changed. You've got people out there who are willing to shred Lamborghinis to get views on their social media. You're competing against those people for views. As soon as you've got them in your CRM system, I can email you at 3 o'clock in the morning. I can text you whenever I like. I can WhatsApp you. I can send you a funny video, whatever I like. I've got a direct route to you and your phone. That we're trying to take them away from that noise and say you're now in our ecosphere. Because if you think about if you had two agents who were starting from a cold scratch, one had zero database and one had 10,000 database, I would be back in the 10,000 database every day of the week. Because all they need to do is send out an email to say, hey, I've just launched my own estate agency business. This is who I am. Do you want a market appraisal? And someone's probably going to come back to them. It took them 3 minutes to do, and they've got their first instruction already. Poor person with no database is out there door knocking and leaflet dropping in the drizzle. So we're trying to get people offline. So how we do this? Some sort of exchange, but you need to be crystal clear with this. So for example, if I went on your social media account today, is it really clear about what I do next? Is it super clear what the next stage is if I want to engage with your company? Now, to give you an open kind of conversation here about what you should be doing as a lead magnet is some easy wins. If you've got an online valuation tool, find out what your house is worth in 30 seconds or less. That's an easy one because the exchange is you find out what your house is worth in 30 seconds or less. I get your name and phone number and address. It could be book a market appraisal or book a 15-minute chat in my diary. Again, obviously this is automated. So you want to click a link, go onto Calendly. I can then book in your diary directly. I don't want to have to phone you. I don't want to call you between 9 and 5. I can't be asked. I want to click a button and go book a time in your diary. Okay, with my phone, I can book a flight to anywhere in the world. I can book a taxi to anywhere in the UK. I can get a new Mrs. Webb, apparently, in 30 seconds or less by swiping left or right. Okay, I don't need to phone you between 9 and 5, trust me. Okay, you need to make it easy for me, as you possibly can do, to go to the next stage. You could also have some sort of guide. So you can have, here's my guide for having a perfect sale. You can have a book. You can have a video. So if you record a long format video saying, here's how to prepare your home for valuation, click below to watch my video on how to prepare your house for a sale or how to get the most money for your house. Put some sort of decent hook on it. But either way, you want this, I get that. That is the deal we're going to have. The better your lead magnet is, the better that conversion is going to be. If my lead magnet was give me your name and your email address and I'll give you £100 voucher for the Ivy, everybody would fill it in. I'll be beating the leads off with a stick. I'll also be bankrupt at the same time. So therefore, the better your lead magnet is, the more people. If you want to go, here's a PDF that I made on ChatGPT in 3 minutes or less, chances are not that many people want to go for it. For me, one of our lead magnets is, one of our books. It took me 9 months to write it, 96,000 words. So yeah, quite a lot of effort went into it. So therefore, carries quite a lot of value alongside it. If it was just a PDF, not so great. So the better the lead magnet, the better the conversion you can do there. So I think Emily mentioned earlier the conversion, you're monitoring how many people then click on that and then progress. The great news is you can change it. You can change it pretty much any time. You can go, right, for the first month, let's do a find out what your house is worth in 30 seconds or less. Let's give that a go. See how we get on with it. The next month, you might do 15-minute valuation slot. Book your time in here. Next, we might do download our guide on X, Y, and Z. Just click here. Places like YouTube, for example, make this super easy. You can change the description on all your videos that you've ever uploaded in 2 clicks. You can go select videos, edit videos, here's my new description, upload that instead. So instead of saying click here for your 30-second valuation, you can change it to click here for your lead magnet or message me this. So for anyone who looks at any of our content, so if you look on the footer of our podcast, for example, if you go on any of our YouTube videos, the top bits all below it all say get a free copy of a book by clicking this link. Join our next webinar by clicking this link. If you want to potentially become a coach, click this link. And all that's basically me saying is, I'd like your personal information, please. You love the video, you think we're really good, we want your personal information. So then we, when I say we, Shanae, glamorous Shanae, can contact you and have a chat with you about growing your business. That is what we're looking to do. The most important bit here is you're giving value as much as you possibly can do. So who struggles for ideas for their social media content? Cool. Okay, I'm gonna give you the easiest hack. I'm gonna phrase this in quite a careful way. The quick way of me saying this is to copy other people that do well. The slightly more PC way of me saying this is take inspiration from others in the property market that you think do very well and then put your own spin on it. There we go. So pick whichever answer you like there. I had a client about a month ago who social media historically was so-so, and I watched their stuff and I was like, your social media is so much better than it used to be. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Chris. I've just started copying, I won't say their name. They've just started copying certain, and I was like, guys, it's working. It's doing really like your engagements through the roof, the views are through the roof, the comments are through the roof. Well done. Because in the estate agency world, and I'm very guilty of this, you probably follow other estate agents. So you see video content with other estate agents, and you see pictures with other estate agents, and you think, oh, everyone's done that now. Everyone's jumped in a swimming pool. Everyone's done a funny video like that. Everyone's done an introduction where they've gone, hey Siri, I've got someone looking for a 3-bedroom house in my area. What have you got? Oh, I've just like everyone's seen that video. Trust me, go to your local town. They'll look at you like you just discovered fire because they're like, I've never seen that video before. That's brand new to me. But because you're in those circles, you think, oh, everyone's done that. Everyone's seen that content. Everyone's done it before. So if you're struggling for content, all I literally would do is go onto your phone, go onto the Explore page and just scroll down. Because for you to see it on your Explore page, it must be doing quite well. The social media algorithm must be like, this is a winner. I'm showing you the winners right now. And you've got 2 options. Either you start from fresh and you go, no, I'm just going to make it all up and do it myself and I'll find out the hard way, I'll do the hard miles. Or you go, hang on, the social media algorithm here is showing me what works. It's showing me the music that works. It's showing me the phrasing that works. It's showing me the style that works. I'll just take inspiration from that and then see how we get on from there. All the best videos I've ever done, I have copied. It's being recorded. I'm putting this on YouTube. I'm more than happy to say that. I've literally seen them online. I thought that's really cool. I can make that in the property world. Well, that's a car video, but I can do that for the same thing for a estate agency. Oh, that's a funny video. I'll nick that idea. Categorically, they're all the best ones I've done because they're the winners that I've just transferred over. So if you're struggling for short format content ideas to do, just look at what's working on your phone and then take inspiration from that. If you're struggling what is working with regard to long format content videos, take inspiration from what is working online. And you are even struggling even more than that, just think about the questions that people ask you every single day. What are the most 10 common questions people ask you on evaluation? What's the 10 most common questions people ask you on a viewing? Then put that alongside that ChatGPT prompt to get the local market information for your patch. You've got endless content, literally endless content to talk about. People are interested in what you do as a job. So therefore, you can literally pummel content out there like no one's business. Who is concerned about posting too much content out of interest as a random thing to ask? Cool. Okay. One, Suzanne, thank you for your honesty. So you got to think the top producers out there probably produce 100 bits of content per week. Okay, so if you look at people like the Gary V's these world, Alex Mosey, probably do 100 bits of content per week. There's a reason they do 100 bits of content per week because they know it works. So there is no rev limiter. I thought I was pretty big dog when I went to twice a day. Then Chris Watkins was like, oh, I post 5 times a day just on LinkedIn. And I was like, oh God, I'm I'm amateur. Like, more you can do, the better. Okay, I don't want it to like become a third job for you, but at the same time, there is no rev limiter. If you almost want people to say to you, God, I see you everywhere. I see you on my Instagram page, I see you on my Facebook page, I see you absolutely everywhere. Great. That's what we're trying to get to with it. Cool. Right. So what we're looking at here, short format content video to get you in front of people. That's to get you attention in your local area. Hook, meat of sandwich, call to action at the end of it. We're looking at likes, we're looking at comments, we're doing more stuff that works. And if you can borrow someone else's content that works already, big thumbs up on that side. We've then got long format content video, which is going to gain trust with your end user. They're going to watch that and be like, oh my God, Suzanne knows everything about property. She knows everything about property presentation, knows everything about selling houses, she knows everything about offer negotiation, everything about how to get my next home agreed. She knows everything about finding properties that aren't on the market. She knows everything. I've watched your videos. I love what you do. I watch your fee again. Like an absolute win. True conversation with one of my clients about 3, 4 weeks ago. She went on a valuation and she told them her fee, and they said, oh, I've seen all your content online. I thought you'd be more expensive than that. Let's go for it. Because people have an overweighted expectation that if you're on their new television, that you've made it and you're more expensive. You're an authority because you're on my phone. You're an authority because you're on my podcast. You're an authority because you're in the paper. All you've done is you've recorded a video and press upload. That's all you've done. But to everyone else, they're like, oh my God, I see you on the TV. It's like, no, it's just your phone. Okay, so there's a lot of authority that goes with it. We need to lean into that as much as we possibly can do. The biggest change that you can make within a minute today in your business is making it crystal clear what you want people to do. So look at your YouTube channel, your Facebook page, your Instagram, your TikTok, and have one route that you want to send people down. And I suggest that one route, the more valuable it is, the more people are going to click on it. Okay, so that is the route you want to go down. Someone's mentioned about organic posts versus paid ones. Paid posts have obviously been paid to put in front of you. Organic posts have organically done well. If you're super clever and you're running paid ads, what you'll do is run organic content. So you might do a video talking about X, Y, and Z. It does really well. So you're like, great, the algorithm's giving me a big thumbs up. That's a good bit of content. Now I'm going to inject it with a whole load of steroids by putting £20 a day behind it. And all I'm going to do is just change it into an advert. That's all you need to do. You don't do it these days, make yourself sound old. You don't even need to change the copy. Historically, you had to change the copy from, just chatting about the market through to chatting about the market, but then saying if you want a free valuation, do this. These days, you don't even need to do that. You just put some money behind your post that's done really well, that social media has told you is a winner, and then put your call to action and a lead magnet on it. That's it. Really super easy. So at any one time, you're running tests with your social media up here to say, right, any winners? Great, that one's done really well. Great, we'll do some more like that. Also, I'm going to put 50 quid behind that one and make it into an advert for my business. Because social media algorithm has already said that is a winner for you. So therefore, be crazy not to double down on it. Good, right. So let's do some questions, shall we? How I've got through something that took me 2 hours in 50 minutes, I will literally never know. So I'm imagining we may have a question or two off the back of this. So any questions that we've got? So Robin, so post or reels, everything. Your goal is to get known in the local area. If you're doing video, yes, it might get a little bit sickly to people, but bear in mind, only about 10% of your followers are going to see any content you do. So if it was linear, you have to do 10 posts for everyone to see one post. So they're not going to get sick of you, trust me. But posts and reels, I would lean heavily into reels, probably 80% reels, 20% post. I use Linktree on my Instagram profile, but has properties on a link. How can I do that without a link tree? So do we think people are following you on Instagram to view properties you have for sale? Do they want to look inside properties and go, that's a nice picture of houses, that's a nice property to look at? Probably. Do they want to buy a property off Instagram? Probably not. They'd go to Rightmove for it, I would imagine. So I would be changing that up and having some sort of lead flow into it. So instead of saying, here's my link tree, for example, I'd be going, click my link to find out what your house is worth in 30 seconds or less. Or DM me the word guide to X, Y, and Z. So that's what I would put forward in there. Do you have recommendations for lead magnets? Yeah, more work you put into this, the better. 30-second valuation. I would do a free 15-minute chat, which is code name for evaluation, but make it sound really casual. Book your appointment to find out to maximize the value of your home before you sell it. quite a good one as well. Some sort of guide about how to present your property for sale. If you feel like writing a book, you can do a book as well. Anything that offers more value, the better it will do. So there is no definitive answer here. So with any kind of marketing, there is no this will work and that won't. But the answer is let's try all these things. Let's try all these things for 2 months, 1 week, whatever it may be, 15 minutes, whatever. Take a step back and go, right, that's my winners. Let's do some more of that. Well, those ones are terrible. Let's never do that ever again. That's absolutely fine, but just try different things. But the higher value your lead magnet is, the more people are like, oh my God, I get that for free, the better your conversion rate will be. What have we got? So, do you schedule via Meta or similar? I use Metrical to schedule my stuff. When you're doing one post a day, you can just do it yourself, basically, because you can just schedule it directly. When you start doing 2 or 3 posts a day, it gets quite stressful trying to work out what's going where and whatever it may be. I use Metrical. I think it's about $20 a month. It's not mega money. It's quite easy to do. You can do it on, I think you connect up to 5 platforms any one time. You can even connect your Google business page as well, so you can upload directly on there as well. For it, you need YouTube Shorts, all that sort of stuff as well. So I would use that. There's other ones out there. I always look at Hootsuite and think it's really expensive, so maybe I'm just too tight. Um, okay, don't you say list the price and say see the details in the bio in case I want to reduce the price. Sorry, let me just go back a step. Linktree has properties. How can I do that? So I think worst case scenario, Robin, if you were going to list your properties on that, I would just send them to your Mavelli, testing my memory here, homepage. Not homepage, but your page within Mavelli. So Robin's profile / Robin. I would send to that. Because that's obviously when you update your prices and update your pictures, that feeds straight into there. Obviously saves you a little bit of work on there as well. Scheduling, we talked about that. New estate agent, looking at my first listing. I've been targeting 90-day plus houses, leaflet dropping and door knocking. Can you offer your advice, please, to get more inquiries? Yes, John, I've literally written a book on it. You can quite literally download it for free. If you message me the word book over on Instagram, that'll go backwards and forwards. I want to get your email address, as would be the theme of today's webinar. So you get your email address off the back of it, you get emailed over to you. My advice, you don't have to read the whole thing. I would just read the first third is probably absolutely fine. That's probably a good way of doing it. Yes, you can add that link, Robin, just to your domestic website. You can do it anywhere. You do any link in there you like. That's all good. Do you suggest thumbnails? For there's done versus perfect. And I think when you're doing YouTube videos, absolutely, categorically, you should be doing thumbnails and putting some work into it as well. Great news is ChatGPT, Gemini, they can pretty much make these for you these days. You can even dump in other people's thumbnails and put a picture of you in and go, put me in that thumbnail, please, and change the writing on the whiteboard to 3 top mistakes. So it's super easy to produce thumbnails for your business. Would I do them for individual reels? It's a nice to have. I've done it before. It takes a bit of time to do. Don't fall in the trap of the mistake that I make all the time, which is where you don't edit the thumbnail. So like the video looks like you're like blinking or sneezing right at the beginning of it. So I would always say adjust the thumbnail by default. So it looks like you're kind of smiling or mid talk or whatever. Not so you're mid blink or sneezing, but it's an icing on a cake to have that rather than anything else. Hashtags. Got some bad news, Paul. The only thing that hashtags show is that you're not up to date with what the algorithm does. Hashtags do absolutely nothing whatsoever. Zero, nada, zero, nothing at all. So you don't need to use hashtags in any way, shape, or form. They don't do anything. So I updated the SEO for our website the other day, and to do that, it basically scans each of your pictures on your website. And it literally was like, man with brown hair and beard wearing a white shirt and a jacket holding a book which says your first £100,000 estate agency. Like it knows every single thing you upload on the internet. It's watched your video. It knows everything in the background. It's got trees in it. It's got cars in it. It's got a person talking to camera. This is what they're talking about. You don't need to dumb it down and go hashtag property. It knows. Trust me, it knows already. If a video performed well, is it worth posting a few weeks later? Yes. I'd probably wait for a month or so, or at least a decent few weeks go ahead. But absolutely, if you get any winners and you're posting enough content, you can absolutely repurpose them. What I wouldn't do, if you're only posting one video a month, I wouldn't then post it again. But if you're posting one video a day and like 2, 3 weeks have passed, yeah, go nuts. Why not? I think you've put the work in to produce the content, so you'd be crazy not to use it all over again. When we type data earlier, do you set up auto replies for specific keywords? Yes. I absolutely do. We have quite a few of these running at any one time. So we have data for the data prompt. We've got book for a copy of our book. If you type, I think the word pod, it offers you an invite to come on our podcast. Don't type that one. There's loads that work on at any one time. That is used through ManyChat. So ManyChat is MANY chat, all one word. Bit of a pain in the ass to set up to start off with. I produced a video about how to use it on our YouTube channel. I think it's called Automate Everything, if you really push me on it, and it shows you how to use it and set it up. Good news, bad news. Bad news, it's a pain in the ass to get started. Good news is, once you've done your first automation, it's quite easy to do the next one because you can just duplicate it and just change the keyword. So, for example, if you're going to go really clever with it, you could do a social media video saying, look, sneaky peek, I've got a brand new four-bedroom detached house coming on the market down the road from here. If you want to get the first view on this property, message me the word detached or sunflower or whatever below this property, and then you can make an automation, goes backwards and forwards. Great, what's your contact details? Fantastic, backwards and forwards. Great, you get an email through that says, Mrs. Jones wants the view. Here's her phone number, give her a call. So that's where you can take it. But certainly, if you had some sort of guide or some sort of information, you can most definitely get that set up. But pain in the ass to get started. Once you've done the first one, life is easy. Recommendation for website slash host for squeeze page. You mentioned email capture. Um, yeah, I mean, this could be, there are sales specific websites you can pay that are designed specifically for that, and they've got pre-written templates. You're testing my memory, Jack, to work out what they are off the top of my head. You can, for people who have control of their own website, it's quite easy to make. So we use Squarespace for our websites, and it's as easy as just dumping a form in that just say, right, fill in the form. As soon as you've done that, the next page then goes on to the book or the lead magnet, for example. It's quite an easy thing to set up once you've done that. What's Linktree and do we need it? No, you don't, Clinton. There we go. That's the easiest question to answer. I have a link tree. I never use it. Literally, unless someone says to me, what everything you've ever done, including reviews, and I'll send it over. Outside of that, it should be banished from your profile because you want one clear, crystal clear route that says, if you like what I'm saying up here and you trust me from this, do this next. It doesn't need to be 15 different things, just needs to be one really crystal clear route. Right. I think that is. I'm sorry I'm joining late. It is being recorded. I thought you were going to say Samantha then. Sorry, I've just joined late. Can you recap the last 58 minutes, which would have been a different conversation? Yes, it is being recorded. So we've got 2 minutes left. So I have got two things that Sinead is going to tell me off for not saying unless I say it. Number one, I'm big on feedback. So Sinead, who is around me, wave Sinead. There we go. If you want to feel bad about yourselves at the moment, Sinead is currently sat in South Africa in 30-degree heat, and the reason her hair is moving because she's got a fan on her at the moment. So there we go. You think we've got problems. So two things to say. First of all, Sinead's going to phone you all tomorrow or the next couple of days just to get a bit of feedback from today's video. Second thing, I have a tiny, tiny favor to ask. These are completely free to join and take part in. I have a bet running with Sinead that we can't get to 150 reviews by the end of the month. And we're currently on the 25th of the month, and February is the shortest month of the year. So no pressure from my side. Last time I checked, we were on 113 or 114 sort of direction, and we're trying to get to 150. We currently have 36 people on the webinar. That's exactly right. So if we're on 114, that exactly goes to 150. So if everybody gives a room on Google, I will win with 3 days to spare. So the link is in the chat. If you wouldn't mind giving us a quick review on Google, I would love you forever. This replay is going to come out tomorrow. I think most of you are probably on our mailing list already, so you will be able to recap it. Anything I can do to help anybody, my phone is only ever that far away. You've got our details on Instagram. Just send me a quick DM and then we can pick it all up from there. Guys, have an amazing day. We're finishing at bang on 2 o'clock. Rock and roll. Have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine, and I'll see you on the next one. See you soon, guys. Have a good one. See you later.